Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Edupreneur Diaries, where we talk about everything from planning to productivity to personal finance. And in this video, I have another budget with me. This is for the month of March. What you're looking at right now is my Budget Mom's My Money, My Way Paycheck Budget Tracker. This is a tracker that she released recently for those who have supported her new book as of February the 1st. And if you're wondering what I'm using my iPad and I'm using an app called Good Notes. So that is what you're looking at right now. So this is the printable, the blank printable. I've already gone in and I've entered my information for the month of March. This is going to save us some time. So I'm going to go through and show you guys my income, show you my fixed expenses, my variable expenses, my cash envelopes, my savings and sinking funds, debt, and investments. And we're going to total this all up. And remember, I have a zero-based budget, so it's all going to equal zero, right? So let's start with my income. So my W-2 income is $4,501.01. Now, this is my primary job. I do have a part-time job and a couple other side hustles going on, but this is my primary job, and this is the only one that I use to budget my expenses. Now, I do have a cushion here, as you can see. My cushion is $1,002.46. I do not calculate my cushion when I'm adding up my totals. I just like to leave that $1,000 in my account in case something goes over. So for example, if my electricity is higher, then my cushion will catch that, right? Gas is extremely high right now. So if my gas goes over, my cushion will catch that. So those are the types of things that I like to leave my cushion in my account for, okay? So let's start with the variable. No, we're going to start with our fixed expenses, all right? So we have my tithes, $450. So that's going to be 10% of my income. Remember, I told you guys last month that my rent went up $100. So now I'm paying $995, which is why I am trying to purchase a home in 2023. So if you have not watched my videos on my home savings goals, check it out, because I've been saving $500 every single month for a down payment for a new home. Next up, we have Spotify. Now, my son uses Spotify a lot. He likes it. This was originally a Christmas gift for him. I'm also on the plan. I think I have a family plan. So it's $15.99. Next, we have UMA. This is my landline. It really should be a variable expense because they like to change it on me sometimes. It may go up or down a few cents. So I probably should move it down to variable, but it is $6.59 this month. Next, we have Progressive. This is my insurance, my car insurance, and I am paying on this every 6 months. So what I do is I put $40 aside each month so that when the bill is due, I have the money for the bill, right? All right, so next up we have Vivid. This is my security system. Now, you guys, I mentioned this last month, but here's what I did. My Vivid is usually $46.47, but what I did was I called them and I said, hey, how can I decrease my bill? And immediately they transferred me to the loyalty department, and they were like, okay, we can give you a $10 credit for the next 12 months. And I'm like, I'll take it. So now my Vivid has decreased by $10. Okay, so if you notice the change from last month, that is why. My Netflix has also decreased simply because I changed my plan. I went down a plan. So I'm paying $15.49 this month. And I think that's for 2 users to watch at the same time, right? Uverse. This is my internet. It's $60 each month, and I don't have a problem with Uverse. It's better than some of the other providers that I've had in the past. Then we have Planet Fitness, $24.90. Remember, I told you I'm going to cancel this in June when my year is up. I haven't been to Planet Fitness since I've gotten my Peloton in November. I need to go, but I haven't, unfortunately. So I'll let you guys know if I go. And I just erased that. Let's put that back on there. Sorry, you guys. All right, so Peloton is $39 a month. Now, this is paid for. The Peloton is completely paid for, but there is a fee to use their app and whatnot. So $39 is what I pay each month. I forgot to call them to see what I can do about this. I really think this is a little too high, even though I love the Peloton app and everything that comes with the Peloton. I just really feel like this is too high for a monthly payment. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know if I call them between now and next month. My son's cell phone bill is $44.52. Water bill. Now, these are my variable expenses here, starting with the water bill. My water bill, I'll tell you what, let's put this in another color. How about that? All right, so my water bill, I budget $60. Typically, it stays around $60, but again, that's what I have my cushion for. If it goes over, my cushion will collect that. And what I do at the end of the month, you guys, is I go in and replace the money that I've taken out. If I've gone over, I'll go in and put that money back in at the end of the month so that I'm back up to my $1,000 cushion, okay? Gas number one, $45. I'm still budgeting $45, even though gas has gone up. I'm just going to let my cushion eat up everything over that, and then I'll just replace it with extra income. Groceries, I budget $100 for my grocery number one. Remember, I go twice a month. This is for a family of two. So there you have grocery number one on the first of the month. And then if I move down to the bottom, grocery number two is on the 15th of the month. Same thing with gas. Gas number one is on the first. Gas number two is on the 15th of the month. And typically that works out. You know, I can go 2 weeks typically on gas unless I do something extra that month. My manicure, pedicure. So I either do one or the other. It's about $45. I do it once a month. Anything that I want to do extra in the month, then I will use extra income or something if I want to do something extra. And then whatever I have left over, I typically budget for electricity. And in this case, I have $128.14 for electricity. Now, my electricity, of course, it fluctuates up and down depending on the month. I'm in South Georgia. It's March. It's hot right now. Although, you know, if we get some rain, it may get cold. So it's kind of off and on. But for the most part, my electricity is fine at this amount, but it does run higher in the summer months. All right. So the total for this section is $2,251.10. So that gives me a leftover amount of $2,250. Next up, we're going to go to my cash envelopes. And for the cash envelopes, I just have one, right? That is going to be for my son's haircuts. So the barbershop, he does not take anything other than cash. So I will take my son twice a month, and it costs $20 each time. And so I use that as my cash envelope. Now, if I keep any other cash, it's typically cash that's given to me, or extra income or something like that, but it doesn't come out of my paycheck. Moving on up, and you guys can see the total down at the bottom, okay? Moving on up, my savings and sinking funds. I didn't break it down on the Budget Mom sheet, but I will break these things down when I show you guys my personal budget sheet that I have created, coming up next in just a second. And if you want my budget sheet, you can check it out in my Etsy shop, Edupreneur Diaries. It's going to be right there for you. So $1,100 is what I save each month for savings and sinking funds. You can see the total and what I have left over. The next category is my debt. So I have a student loan. Right now it's around $300 a month. We are still not paying student loans. So remember, I'm using that $300 to save for a new car. If you have not watched my video on me building my Kia Telluride, please check it out. I'll try to link it in the cards above, okay? So FedLoan is $300. So when I start back paying that on, I think it's May, when we have to start back paying it, I'm hoping that it's pushed back a couple more months because it helps me save for my car. But I'll let you guys know. I don't run a balance on my credit cards. I do have 4 credit cards, one for my business, one that I use primarily for all of my bills that are on auto pay, another one that I use for just random things that I want to purchase, maybe for my son or for me, and then the fourth one, I'm trying to think what I use the fourth one for. I think, I know, my food, because I get like 3 times the points if I use them for fast food or restaurants. So each card has a purpose, right? You can see the total there at the bottom, and what I have left over is $810 after my debt, and that $810 goes to investments. So I invest $810 each month in various investment accounts or brokerage accounts. And so I have a zero-based budget, you guys. There it is. So I actually calculated correctly this month, and I have a zero-based budget. And so I'm just super excited about how far I've come on my financial freedom journey, you all. I have not always been like this. At one point, I had 13 credit cards. That's going to be another YouTube video later on down the road. I will tell you guys about my 13 credit cards and what I did to get out of debt. I had a lot of credit card debt at one point. But anyway, that is my budget for the Budget Mom Tracker. Now we're going to switch over to my personal printable, and I will break things down for you a little bit better, right? And we are looking at my budget printable that I actually created. You can find this printable and other printables in my Etsy shop. That's going to be linked in the description below, or you can just go to Edupreneur Diaries on Etsy. Now I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit so that you can see these numbers a little bit better here. I think that's perfect. We're going to start up here with our net income. So as you saw previously, $4,501.10. And on the previous slide, I had my cushion on here, which is always $1,000. In this case, it was $1,002. So that's what I was carrying over. But remember, I don't calculate my cushion when I'm doing my numbers each month. I just like it to sit there. And then at the end of the month, I will see if I used any of that, and I'll replenish that cushion with just some extra income. Usually if I use the cushion, it's only like no more than $50 total. So I don't have to replenish very much. All right, so the first section, section 1, is going to be my fixed income. And as I talked about previously, you can see my fixed income items listed here in orange and the amounts. And these are going to be the same amounts that you saw previously. The only difference is when I'm using my printable and it's in my notebook here at home on my work desk, I simply go through and check off these items as they appear on my credit card statement. So remember, I have all of my bills on auto pay, except there's 2 that cannot be on auto pay. That's going to be my Planet Fitness and my water. Those 2 I have to go in. Well, my water I have to manually pay, and then my Planet Fitness I have to use my debit card. It's on auto pay, but it's with my debit card. All right, so I go through and I check these off as they appear on my credit card statement. And of course, I get notifications and all that good stuff. So my tithes, my rent, Spotify, Uma, I've already told you guys what these things were. Progressive, Vivid, Netflix, Uverse, Planet Fitness, Peloton, and then my son's cell phone, okay? So there's the total again for you guys in green for this first section. Then if I scroll on down in section 2, my variable expenses. So remember, I put on here a budgeted amount. I can be under or I can be over. Of course, if I'm over, I'm using my cushion. If I'm under, that's wonderful. That means I have money left over at the end of the month. And I typically, if I do have money left over, I'll put it towards my car goal. All right, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a second. So we have water, gas number 1, grocery number 1, electricity, manicure and pedicure. I usually just get one of those per month. If I get more than one, remember I'm using some extra income. Gas number 2, groceries number 2, and there's my total for section 2, variable expenses. We're going to go back up here to the top and go to section 3. Section 3 is going to be my debt right up here. And remember, I only have the one debt, $300. Don't forget, I am using this $300 towards my car. Okay, so $300 here, and then if you jump down here, I'm also saving $200 towards my car. So altogether, that's $500 each month that I've been putting toward my car. And remember, I have built my Kia Telluride. That's another video on my channel, so check it out. Credit cards, I do have 4 credit cards, but remember, I'm not carrying a balance, so I just budget 0 for that. I only spend money that I have now, and I will be releasing a video just showing you guys how I got out of credit card debt. I had 13 credit cards at one time, so I'll talk to you about what I did to get out of credit card debt. All right, number 4, section 4. These are my cash envelopes. So remember, I only have one cash envelope. I am a digital cash envelope spender. So all of my sinking funds and whatnot, those are going to be in my bank account. I use SoFi for those for the most part. But I do have Dove Barbershop. This is my son's barbershop. So $40 is budgeted for that. Savings and sinking funds. I've linked this together for section 5. I've grouped it together rather for section 5. So I have multiple accounts for savings and sinking funds. I have SoFi. You guys know that's where I keep most of my sinking funds. I budgeted $150 for the month of March. Borrow, which is my main checkings account. I also have a savings account where I'm saving for my Telluride. And remember, I told you it's $200 plus the $300 that I'm using for debt, because remember, our student loans are still on pause. Okay, Wealthfront, I'm saving $10,000 toward my son's college. He has about 3 more years to be going off to college. Now, I'm really debating whether or not I need to put this in a 529 plan. I don't think I'm going to use it to pay for his college. I think it's going to be more so to buy him things that he needs and to just get him started. So that's why I have not put this in a 529 plan, but it's something for me to think about. Ally. So I use Ally buckets. These are this is for my son's graduation trip. I'm saving $10,000 for that. I have no idea where we're going, but we're going somewhere. Discover savings. So my Discover savings account, I'm saving for furniture. Now, do I think $25,000 is enough? No, but that's just a starting goal for me to save for furniture for my new home. Remember, I'm trying to get a home in 2023. So I want to have some money there for some furniture, some startup money. All right, Capital One. I do like Capital One too, you guys. So if you don't have Capital One, if you don't have Borrow or SoFi, those are my top 3. So I'm saving for a down payment for a new home, $20,000. And I've been putting $500 each month toward this goal. Watch my videos on this too, you guys, my Transfer Tuesday videos. I think I'm up to like $7,000 right now, so I got a little ways to go. But I also have some time to get there. And then Navy Federal, I have a savings account where I'm saving $3,000. That's the goal anyway, to move. And this is just for moving costs. All right, so we're still in section 5, but I've broken this part up into investing so you guys can kind of see the difference here. I have several accounts here as well. TD Ameritrade. Now, all of these are on auto pay too, you guys. So it automatically transfers around the first of the month to these different accounts. But $50 going to TD Ameritrade. $10 going to Vanguard. It's not a lot, but it's something, right? $50 going to M1 Finance. $50 to my Fidelity, one of my Fidelity accounts. $500 a month goes toward my Roth IRA. Now this is also Fidelity. And remember, I'm going to max out that Roth IRA with $6,000. All right, so I have an HSA account as well. $50 goes there. This past year I didn't max it out, of course, but I'm going to really try to max this out at $3,600. All right, so then my son has a couple of accounts. These are with Charles Schwab, and I put 50 in the Roth and 50 in the custodial account. And then I have 3 other accounts here, you guys. Now, I don't put my W-2 income money into these accounts. What I do is I use any extra money and I put it in Robinhood, Webull, and TradeStation. Okay, so there's the total. Now what I did was I combined both of these sections, the savings and the investing together, and that's how I got the total of $1,910. I'm going to scroll back up to the top and show you section 6. I don't use section 6 right now, but I like to remind you all that this was on here before I started saving for my car. So Varo has a stipulation that in order to get 2.8% interest, you have to have less than $5,000 in your savings account, and you have to swipe your debit card. I believe it's maybe 5 or 6 times throughout the month. So yeah, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 times, yeah. So I used to keep track of the debits here. And once I purchase my car and my savings goes back under $5,000, I'll start back swiping my debit card and I'll start back getting the 2.8%. And I think it might even be 3% now, you all. So I will let you know once that happens. My car should be here between May and June. So I'm just patiently waiting for my Kia Telluride. All right, so I'm going to zoom you guys back out. And again, you can see all 6 sections of my budget. Remember, if you want this budget sheet or another budget sheet, check out my Etsy shop. If you are loving my content, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every single time I post a new video. Thanks for watching. If you're looking to start a budget, whether it is weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, check out my Etsy shop linked in the description below for your budget printables.